Alright, what you're looking at over there, you're looking at some body work that I started. And I'm going to show you, if you look real close, and I'm getting some tools out, I want to show you what the situation is. Okay, here we go right here. Alright, so what you're looking at right here, you're looking at some body work. I'm starting on this Camaro, and I'm doing body work on it. And as I'm doing body work, and we're talking about right here, let me go ahead and clean that up. Okay, I'm talking about in this area right here, what you're looking at a high spot. Alright, and when I say a high spot, we've already fixed everything on this dent in the car. We're going to call it a dent, that's what it is. So we've already fixed everything, and I'm applying my filler to the car, but I came across a high spot. That means this is higher than the rest of it. So I know by running my hand like this, I know that by running my hand like that, that this is super, super close. And there's another little high spot right in this area right here. I'm going to show you something here. So if I take my body hammer, and this is the normal body hammer that I use right here. This is the most common body hammer. I've had this body hammer for 40 years. This is my #1 body hammer. And if I take this body hammer and I hit this high spot, what that's going to do, that's not going to get rid of the high spot. The only thing we're going to do is push that high spot in and push part of the bodywork, the metal under the bodywork out. So it's going to go in and out, just like that. So by using a body hammer on a high spot after you've already applied Bondo is a no-no. Even if you use the chip end of the hammer and you do this to it, or you kind of go like this, all right, that's a no-no, because what you're doing, you're pushing that high spot in, but in other words, you're pulling the dent out. You're pulling what you already got fixed out, which you're basically creating a giant nightmare and a mess. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the proper way to take high spots out of an area that you've already done body work to, and it's going to eliminate you doing major body work over and over and over again. Very simple, very easy. Here we go. Watch this. And then we're going to watch that.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
All right, so we basically know what we're doing here. We got a high spot. I've already said that at the beginning of the video. And I've started my body work, but I don't want to apply any more filler to that because I know this is high and this is okay. Remember I told you that? So what we're going to do is we're going to use 2 tools to get rid of this high spot and to help us repair this dent properly and more efficient and faster and quicker than if we would take our body hammer, pound that in, pull this out, this, that, and the other, grind it, sand it, blah, blah, blah. Let's get down to it and let's get it done. So the 2 tools that are necessary for this repair is this little small slap hammer, and this doesn't have any, it's not a waffle face, this is a smooth face. All right? So we got a slap hammer. I call it a slap hammer. Some people call it a spoon hammer, a slap spoon, and all this other stuff. All right, so I bought this here. I've had this for probably 25, 30 years. It's worked and served for its purposes. So this is our first tool that we're going to use to eliminate our high spot. The next thing that we're going to get is we are going to use a metal file. Now this is a sheet metal body file. This is not your average file. You can see the grooves in that file, all right? They're totally different than normal files. If you use a normal file on this, the only thing you're going to do to it is heat that up, and as you're using it, you're going to push the dent in and pull this out. Here's a common a file right here, metal file, that you can purchase. And I got this one here. I got the holder on tptools.com. And I believe that this holder was $5. I normally, and you can see that still has stickers on it, and I bought this like 8 years ago. I normally don't use this at all, but I have it in case I do need it, because there is times I need it. The one that I use, I just use this right here. I have more control over it, and for getting these out right here, this is really how you want to use it. So get yourself one of these metal files. They're very inexpensive, and you can get them right here. All right, you can get them right there at the TP Tools, and I think they're like $6 or something. So you should have one of these in your toolbox. I've seen guys make slap hammers out of these spoon hammers. I mean, I don't agree with that. I think that's just a gimmick and a hoax for them to make YouTube videos. Because once you heat this metal up and bend it, this is a certain type of metal. This is not regular old steel. All right, this is carbon steel, and when you heat it up and bend it and then cool it down and all that, it weakens the metal, and then normally by the time you start using it, it usually cracks in half and breaks, and it's a waste of money and time. So don't make a slap hammer out of this. If you see a video of somebody doing so, ignore it because it's bullshit and it doesn't work. But what does work is this right here. You can pick one of these up for, I believe actually you can go to Harbor Freight and buy one of these. Harbor Freight actually has one, and I think it's like $7. I paid a lot more for this one because I got it from our favorite tool truck way back in the day. But that's another story and another day. So let's get on to fixing this. We're not going to use this one, but you could use it if you want. And what you want to do is, first of all, put your safety glasses on. And what you want to do is you want to feel, use your hand and feel that. All right? You want to make sure that you hit this in the right spot to get rid of the high spot. So I feel that there's a high spot right on the edge of it right here. This is where our high spot is right here. So from being high there, it's making me stand over here. And I can also tell that that's a high spot because this is a sharp edge coming around, whereas you can see how this kind of feathers off. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our slap hammer, our spoon, all right, and we're not going to hit it real hard. But when we hit it, we're going to drag it. We're going to hit and drag, hit and drag. Do you see how I'm doing that? Hit and drag, hit, drag, tap, drag, tap, drag, tap, drag, okay? So we're going to take our hammer, and you can see there's a slight curve on that. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but there is a curve on our hammer here. And we're just going to... Do you see how I'm doing that? And by doing that, what I'm doing is I'm forcing and hitting the metal, but at the same time, as I pull it, I'm stretching the metal back out instead of pounding it in and pulling it out up here. And that's what we want to do. We want to stretch this out and pull it back, get it out of there, instead of hammering it in with our body hammer and then having to worry about a dent up here. Basically what you're doing, you're plenishing the metal in that area. And when I say plenishing, once again, you're stretching it out and you're forming it. by using this technique right here. All right, so now I can feel that that high spot is, I'd say, 80% gone. It's 80% gone. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take our file, and I'm going to come over here on this side, and we're going to file that high spot on this edge right here. We're going to take our file and file it down. And now, as I run my hand across it, I feel the high spot is gone. We don't have a sharp edge over here anymore. And we can now go ahead and apply our final and last coat of filler to fix the corner of our Camaro. And that feels really, really good. I'm going to take my file. I feel there's a sharp right here in the center. It's not like round, it's kind of like a sharp edge. So I'm going to just take my file. And you can see how I'm filing that down. You can see how shiny it is right there. And there we go, it's done.
It's that time. It's time to subscribe. Click the bell. Do yourself a favor and comment as well. Because there's only one thing that's going to make you happy as a pig. And you know what that is? Subscribing to this YouTube channel. Do it now. Do it now. And you'll be sitting pretty. Just like this big fat pig. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When you use your file, don't be afraid that you're going to file it too thin and it's going to go away. There's no way you can do that. All right, your file will not file all that metal away to actually say that the metal's too thin. All right, you just want to see there. And believe it or not, your file will find the high spot all by itself. When you're filing with that file, it'll literally, because that's a flat, look how flat that surface is. Okay, it'll find the high spot for you. So, and there you go. This is ready for its final coat of filler or bondo, and that dent will be done. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, showing you how to use tools that do the job quicker, faster, more efficient for you to save money and time and to do the job properly. Take it easy and leave a comment below. What do you think about people that make slap hammers out of files? What do you think of that deal? I think it's a little hokey myself. I think that it's bullshit, but I might be wrong. All right, I actually had one that was made out of a file, and when I used it, it cracked and broke in half. So I might be wrong, I don't know. Leave a comment below, and make sure that you thumbs up on this video, because I know it did help you out one way or the other. And do my friend Pete a square deal, and check out my merchandise shelf right above the first comment and below this video description, and get yourself a nice custom DIY Auto School t-shirt, and show everybody that you support my friend Pete, your friend Pete, everybody's friend Pete, doing it right, doing it right, doing it right, because if we're not doing it right, we definitely aren't doing it at all.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.